Welcome to Word on the Street with the Carolina's own Joey Hudson. Conversations with movers and shakers and stories and insights from local difference makers. Tailored just for the Carolinas. It's Word on the Street, powered by Ingalls Markets. Low prices, love the savings. On News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. Here's Joey Hudson.
Welcome into this 4th of July edition of Word on the Street. We'll be talking with Michael Arby a little later in the show about the impact the Golden Corner chapter of Purple Heart Homes is having on the lives of veterans in upstate South Carolina. A few months ago, I introduced you to Red Martin and Sunday Dinner with a Twist. This organization is feeding the homeless in Greenville, and they have an event coming up soon that offers the opportunity to have some fun and benefit a great organization. Red joins us in just a few minutes. And finally, Kristina Murphy is with us today to talk about the 20-year anniversary of Larkins, a restaurant that has become a favorite for many over the years. And they're going to have a party to celebrate. It's the White Hot Party, and it's coming up on July 31st. It's a busy 4th of July weekend. Let's get started. For many in the upstate of South Carolina, Larkins is the place for birthdays, anniversaries, celebrating promotions at work, or just having a good meal with family and friends. Larkins has become a favorite over the past 20 years, and yes, 20 years. Hard to believe that Larkins has been around for 20 years. Joining me today is Kristina Murphy, owner and COO of Larkins. Welcome. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me today.
It's a pleasure. Appreciate you being here. So, wow, 20 years. That's quite the milestone.
Yes, 20 years in a restaurant is quite the milestone. Yes.
So talk with us about Larkins' journey. Give us a quick history of the company.
Well, anybody from Greenville knows we were Larkins on the River when we started 20 years ago, 2005. We were actually on the river. That's why we were Larkins on the River. And we had programmed and worked in that outdoor brick pavilion for many years, hosting weddings and all types of events. And we watched the city grow from that vantage point. When I started in 2007, nothing was across the river. There was no condos, no hotels. It was really empty parking lots and chain link fences. And we got to watch and be part of the growth of Greenville.
Having lived in Greenville my entire life, of course, I can remember as a kid, we would go downtown to shop. Of course, none of us knew there was actually a river down there, and
Right.
there were waterfalls
Right.
at the time. And then there was a period of time where we didn't go downtown. My mom would forbid us from going downtown. It just wasn't safe. And then, of course, we've seen that evolve, and a lot of that evolution of Greenville has been centered around food.
Yeah. Yeah, and well, I think the city of Greenville and their economic development plans are just amazing. There's lots of cities around the country that just come and visit us to learn about how we grew and made the city what it is today.
You have many other brands other than Larkins, so talk with us about the other restaurants and about the Larkins restaurant group in general.
Larkin and Mark Hammond, the previous owners, had this vision, and Larkin always wanted to grow. So we first opened Larkins on the River, which used to be Renee's Steakhouse, if you remember.
Yes,
way back when.
I do.
And he was a great guy. But she always had this in the back of her mind. She wanted like a sophisticated burger joint. And we looked at so many spaces up and down Main Street, all over the city. And we stumbled upon the Hot Dog King, which was very beloved at the time, and met that family. And they were excited about the idea. And she was very passionate about it. So that was our next venture, was Grill Mark's brand. And then she kind of always had, because she's from Italy, had this idea to open an Italian restaurant. And when we found the right space, which was the Playwright at one point, we fell in love with that outdoor area and had this vision to make it an Italian piazza.
Right.
And we opened Limoncello, and that's kind of how our growth started to evolve.
Yeah. And you also, it's not just Greenville. You have locations outside of the upstate as well.
We have Grill Marks in Columbia in the Vista, which was another historic space. And as soon as we saw it, we knew it would be perfect for Grill Marks. It has that same feeling on a main road in a historic area, historic building. So that it was kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah. As we mentioned a minute ago, and with me today, Kristina Murphy with Larkins Restaurant Group. The restaurant business can be tough. Why do you believe Larkins has been so successful over these past 20 years?
We've come on some hard times. We made it through COVID, so I feel like you can make it through anything after that. And there are ebbs and flows and ups and downs in what we do. And there's really never a dull moment because it's people, right? Yeah. And when you deal with so many people, customers, employees, there's always opportunities, challenges, memories. It's everything that goes into an experience.
Yes.
And we're passionate about hospitality and being very present in all the restaurants and developing a culture where everybody who works with us believes in that, taking care of people and creating great experiences.
You're talking about people. How many employees does Larkins have?
We're close to 300.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
We have 28 salaried managers and 300 line level hourly employees.
Larkins is not just restaurants. Though you have catering, you have event space.
Yes.
How does that fit into the overall operation?
It's and again, if you remember old Larkins, we had 2 rooms over the restaurant, and it was just kind of natural to branch out into catering because we had these spaces. We had people inquire about larger parties in the dining room, and if you remember, that dining room was kind of tiny. So we would put them in these private event spaces, and then realize like that could be a massive arm of our business. And the first time I looked at the pavilion, I said, oh my gosh, this is just such an incredible space. We need to do weddings out here. Yeah. And we produce so many gorgeous events in that space, and we miss that.
Yeah. Kristina Murphy is our guest today. Of course, Larkins did start out on the Reedy River, and now you guys are over at Camperdown.
Yeah.
Talk with us about that move and how your customers have responded to the new location.
It's kind of a mixed bag. We get some people in that say, well, this is an old Larkins. And we say, well, there's no way to really recreate that. Yeah. It was a 150-year-old building, so we didn't try. We wanted the space to have some different elements of it. We didn't really have a very large bar at the old space, so this bar right on the corner of Main and Broad was important to us. And open air feeling. So we put those doors in. That was our inspiration, were the doors that we have that open up on both corners, like wide open and al fresco or open air space. We gave the back dining room kind of the feeling of old Larkins because we have a lot of our pictures in there, and we did the brick and the white linens to give a nod to the old Larkins, so people kind of remembered it a little bit when they came in. But we have older customers that have come into old Larkins and followed us across the street. A lot of new people. We're right in the circle of a hotel, so when people check in, they see a restaurant there, and it's like, oh, what's that place? We have a lot of new people moving to the city, so we have a very diverse clientele.
People who are finding Larkins for the first time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that you are more than just a business. Obviously, you're there to make a profit, provide employment, and provide good food to the community, but you also focus on that community. Now, I want to read something from your website. We take pride in our family-minded, community-focused approach to business. Every product we create, franchise we sell, and guest experience we provide is a reflection of our dedication to working together as a team to create the best possible experience for every customer. Your response to that?
That's just who we are. Adam, my partner, and I are chefs in a past life, and food and bringing people together are the most important thing to us, and giving back to the community. Speaking
of that community, again, you do give back in a big way. There's a long list of community groups that you have supported over the years. As you and I were talking earlier, my wife loves it that you support Miracle Hill Ministries, but the Meyer Center, Greenville Humane Society, Cancer Survivors Park, Safe Haven, and the list goes on and on. Why is it important that Larkins supports these community nonprofits?
It's so important to giving back and helping people and creating relationships that give people a second chance at life, some of these places, or like an animal gives them a second chance.
Kristina, it's a pleasure. Appreciate your time today. And hey, I look forward to maybe seeing you in one of your restaurants sometime soon.
And our anniversary party.
And the anniversary party. Talk with us about that real quick.
Okay. Did you make your reservation yet?
I have not, but I'll
Okay.
have to do that.
Okay.
So tell us when that is.
It's July 31st. It's a Thursday. It's Larkin's 20-year white hot party. We found the original menu that we opened the doors with, so we wanted to plug that into some of the prefix menu. It'll be a 4-course menu, starting at 5 o'clock. Reservations until 8:30, and the last course will be at the L, which is our catering space on Broad Street. So we'll shuttle people down, or you can walk, it's 2 blocks, for a dessert lounge and entertainment by Randomonium for the rest of the evening. And there'll be some fun things there, champagne toast, some auction items, and just to finish the night out and party with us.
That sounds like a lot of fun. How people make reservations?
You can go to larkinsgbl.com. You can find it on Open Table. You can call the restaurant, or you can call Kristina. A lot of people got my cell phone number.
There you go. Yeah. Well, Kristina, thank you. Good luck with that. And again, hope to see you again soon.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
This is Word on the Street with Joey Hudson on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas.